Welcome to the Spy Collection. My name is Anastasios and this is a collection of documents released to the public by the Press Information Bureau of the Government of India in May 2011 to demonstrate that the Mumbai terrorist attack had serious links to Pakistan's main intelligence agency, the ISI. In November of 2008, India was hit by a series of terrorist attacks in its capital city, Mumbai. 175 people were killed and over 300 were injured from bombings, small arms shootings, and even a couple of hostage situations. In total, it was assessed that 10 terrorists were involved, with the responsibility of the attack being attributed to the Lashkar-e-Taiba, also known as LET, an Islamist terrorist organization from Pakistan. 3 years later, in 2011, with this dossier getting released to the public by India's Press Information Bureau, it became known that the attacks might have been sponsored by one of India's biggest adversaries, Pakistan. As we know today, those documents didn't come from the Press Information Bureau of India, but from its main intelligence agency known as RAW, or Research and Analysis Wing. How do we know that? Well, from Edward Snowden's leaks, we know that the CIA had intercepted communications between LET's boat and their headquarters in Pakistan-administered Kashmir and passed the alert on to RAW 8 days before the Mumbai terrorist attacks. Okay, now that this part of the espionage history of this dossier is clearer, let's have a look at why India's RAW considered this a Pakistan-sponsored attack and specifically sponsored by Pakistan's main intelligence agency, the ISI. As you can see, those are threat actor profiles. It is 5 pages of information about some key terrorists involved in those attacks. For example, the people that planned the attacks, did the reconnaissance on different sites, trained the other operatives, etc. Each profile has details on why they are related to those attacks, as well as uniquely identifiable information which link them with each other and other actors. However, in this format, it is very hard to reason why India's counterintelligence linked those people to LET and Pakistan's ISI. If we digitize this information into a link diagram, it could be far easier to see those relationships, so let's move to the computer and have a closer look. This was a simple case, so I used Maltigo to transfer the information from its unstructured format to this. Each of the nodes that has a red label is one of the threat actors from the dossier. You can see this if I select the ones with a red bookmark like this. Now let's see how many are connected in some way with Pakistan first. To do that, first we are going to select Pakistan, and then we are going to investigate and select all of the parent nodes. That is already telling us that those terrorists were either coming from Pakistan or operating in Pakistan too, and they were not arrested, discovered or yet flagged in any terrorist database known to India. Alright, now let's have a look at the most interesting part. We see there are 2 direct links to ISI. Let's select the neighboring nodes from ISI and see what those are. The first is Pakistani-American David Headley, formerly known as Dawood Gilani, who was a recruited ISI agent and also a confidential informant for the DEA. He confessed that in 2009, when he was arrested while planning to execute a similar terrorist attack in Denmark. Headley was used in the preparation and reconnaissance phase of the terrorist attacks according to the dossier. The second actor is Major Iqbal, who, according to India's counterintelligence, was an active officer of the ISI and the handler of Headley within the ISI. The dossier mentions that he was recorded paying Headley $28,500 for his services to the Pakistani government and was tasked with the planning and reconnaissance of the Mumbai terrorist attacks. That officer also said to Headley that he'll receive the rest of the payment by Sajid Majid, one of the commanders of LET. Major Iqbal was also accused by India's National Investigation Agency in case 04-2009 for conspiracy to target important locations in India, and an Interpol Red Corner notice was issued for him. And those were the reasons why India's RAW publicly mentioned that this was a terrorist attack sponsored by Pakistan's ISI. According to this 2019 research from the International Center for Counter-Terrorism titled "A Decade On from the 2008 Mumbai Attack, Reviewing the Question of State Sponsorship," we are reading the following. In order to keep LET united under a pliant leadership, some S-wing operatives seem to have arranged for an offensive against India which would earn LET respect within the Pakistani jihadist community and prevent further defections. S-wing or security wing was the paramilitary operations branch of the Pakistani ISI. If you want to fully understand the complexity of this investigation and its potential cover-up, I highly recommend you studying this research paper. In summary, the case was lost in time with three main hypotheses depending on who you are leaning towards. India is supporting that it was an ISI-sponsored paramilitary covert operation to enable LET to execute those terrorist attacks. Pakistan's position is that there was no state actor involved in any of the terrorist attacks, and the confessions and dossier do not provide any evidence of such an actor. Finally, most of the open source analysts are leaning towards the middle ground. That is, that it was likely some ISI officers with radical views who went rogue and supported those terrorist attacks but without ISI's guidance or support during that process. And this is why those seemingly simple documents hide one of the very recent deadly cases of spies and terrorists. A cloak and dagger event that takes us from the clandestine CIA operations in the India-Pakistan borders to intercept terrorist communications to a classified threat report from the CIA to India's RAW and the not-so-well-known paramilitary operations branch of the Pakistani ISI, the S-Wing. And of course, the mystery that remains to this day. Did all of those people die because of tensions between India and Pakistan, or was it an actual terrorist attack? One day we might find out, but until then, remember that nothing is as it seems.